Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are continuing on this Wednesday afternoon the series of Holy Matrimony. It's a wonderful gift to the church. Christ gives us this sacrament that men and women are called in a sacred bond, a divine institution by God Himself. It is part of, remember, divine law. And then Christ institutes it as a sacrament at the Wedding Feast of Cana in Galilee. Well, as you know, this sacrament is a reflection or a mirror of Christ's marriage to the church. So Christ is married to us, His bride, in an unbreakable bond, indissoluble. It is just for us, for His people. It is permanent, indissoluble, and is for the procreation and education of children. Isn't that beautiful? And where does Christ procreate and educate His children? At the font. That's where new life happens, sacramentally. So can you see how Christ's marriage to His bride, the church, is a mirror or reflection of the marriage of man and women together in this bond of holy matrimony. It is unitive, it is indissoluble, it is procreative, all in the aspect of love. Love that Christ offers to all. And He extends this love in a special way to the people He has called in the sacrament of matrimony. Well, as we continue on and as the couple makes an appointment to see the priest or the deacon, they come into the parish office center and they talk about themselves, who they are, where they grew up, where they went to school, where they received the sacraments. It's important that the priest or deacon and the couple talk to one another in a friendly manner so that the priest or deacon can really get to know the couple and to really hear their story, their journey. Because the journey is all part of this big story of God's plan, isn't it? Where do they meet, the couple? You know, they fell in love. They knew in their heart that this person was meant for them. And it's God's plan. And for the couple to recognize that, that's a good thing. That God's hand is in all of this. We talk about where they, like I said, where they received their sacraments. Where were you baptized? Where did you make your first communion? Where did you make your confirmation? You know, when I ask couples that, sometimes, you know, they're not sure. And they'll say, Father, can I call my mother? It's like, call a friend. Can I call a friend, please? I said, okay, go ahead. Mom, where was I baptized? Oh, you were baptized at, St. Eleanor's. Oh, okay. Thank you. And I said to the couple, now you have to remember these sacraments. Where were you baptized? Where did you make your first communion? Where were you confirmed? I said they should be part of your history. And it's always nice to have a little box where you have all your certificates in. So when you leave the house, your mom gives you a little box with all those kind of niceties. Do you know I also have a clipping of my first haircut and my little shoes my mother gave me? I mean, my shoes now are grande, but when I was a little kid, they were like little feet, little shoesy, And then my mother gave me a clipping of my first haircut and put the date on the paper so I knew when my first haircut. It's an Italian thing also. They do all those things. So it's nice to carry those things with you. So it's part of the journey. It's part of memory. It's part of your story entering now a new phase of your life with your fiancé. And it's important to know that and to discuss it as we move forward. So, can I tell you about what I spoke to you yesterday about, there's three possibilities, like two Catholics getting married, or the second possibility is a Catholic and a baptized non-Catholic. Let's say you have a Lutheran friend, right? Maybe she's your fiance. Or a baptized and an unbaptized. So do you got those three scenarios? Two baptized people who are Catholic. Two baptized people, one Catholic, one non-Catholic, but nevertheless baptized. And the third scenario is a baptized Catholic and a unbaptized person. And I talked to you about the nuptial mass and the nuptial ceremony. So when we say nuptial, we mean the marriage, right? The nuptial. When two baptized Catholics are getting married, it is preferred that a mass be offered. Two baptized Catholics being married, a nuptial mass is preferred to be offered for the couple. So if you're not going to mass, let's get back to mass. Let's go to confession. Let's get life back in order again. You know, it was disjointed, but let's put it back in order again. Now, the second scenario is a baptized person who is Catholic, right? Marrying another baptized person, but not Catholic. Maybe Lutheran, Methodist, Episcopal. So, what is preferred? Well, you could have either or, a nuptial mass or a nuptial ceremony. It depends among the couple, because who's going to be coming to the celebration of the sacrament? Maybe you would want a mass because most of them are going to be Catholic and they'll be able to receive Holy Communion. Or most of them are going to be non-Catholic. So we're going to opt for the nuptial ceremony. Okay? So when you're dealing with two baptized persons, but one is Catholic and one is not, there is an option to have either the nuptial mass or the nuptial ceremony. All right? Let's go to the third scenario. And that is between a baptized Catholic and an unbaptized person. Let's say a member of the Jewish faith, a Muslim, or someone who never was baptized. In that case, it is always a nuptial ceremony. It is not the Mass. In order for the Mass to be celebrated as a nuptial Mass, both parties must be baptized. Both parties must believe in the Lord Jesus. Again, for this scenario, the third scenario, that is between a baptized Catholic and an unbaptized person, it is a nuptial ceremony, not a nuptial mass. And that situation can happen in a neutral setting and not necessarily the church. So can a marriage between a Catholic and an unbaptized be at another setting other than the church as long as it is indoors? Yes. I have celebrated a wedding between a baptized girl and a Jewish fella in a banquet hall. It was a nuptial ceremony. So let's go and talk about the difference between a nuptial mass and a nuptial ceremony. A nuptial mass is the celebration of Mass. And after the homily, the exchange of vows, and the exchange of rings. And after the Our Father, the nuptial blessing. in a nuptial ceremony, after the homily, the same thing. A nuptial, the nuptials of the vows and the rings, and after the Our Father, the nuptial blessing. But in the case of the nuptial ceremony, it ends with the Our Father and a final blessing. In the case with the nuptial mass, after the exchange of rings, or the exchange of vows, the exchange of rings, Mass continues on with the Eucharistic prayer, the consecration, the distribution of Holy Communion. Mass continues on. It's Mass. You insert the vows and the rings after the homily. In the nuptial ceremony, it's the liturgy of the Word. A liturgy of the Word. In other words, readings, a prayer service. And after the homily, the vows, the rings. Our Father, nuptial blessing. Final blessing. That's it. Okay, I hope that's not too much information for you. I hope you got that. So there are the three scenarios. Two Catholics getting married. Preferably a nuptial mass. A Catholic and a baptized non-Catholic. Either a nuptial mass or a nuptial ceremony, depending upon the congregation and what the preference of the couple. And then the third scenario, between a Catholic and an unbaptized person. This is always a nuptial ceremony, not a mass. Because for a mass, two baptized people must be getting married. Okay? So they're the scenarios, and this is what we talk about in the office when we discuss and prepare themselves for the celebration of Holy Mass. So tomorrow I'm going to continue with the pre-Cana, the seminar necessary for preparation during the engagement period. And why a pre-Cana seminar? What's the reasoning behind that? And why should the couples need to go there? It's really required by the church. Okay? On this obligatory memorial of Saint Martha, I have a shout out for Martha Wasson. Martha Wasson is a wonderful parishioner here at St. Mary. She gives us so much love, and she gives us much affection and much kindness to me and to this parish. Martha, you are loved as you give love. You are cared for and you are appreciated. We love you very much, Martha, and thank you for all that you do, seen and unseen, here at St. Mary's. Happy feast day. God bless you.